Good afternoon. Growth Story is a platform to discover the game-changing events to celebrate diverse voices. This would create opportunities for people to connect, celebrate, and experience diverse industry growth as the leaders speak about the growth of their organization. In our growth story today, we have with us Mr. Prakash Kumar Guha, who is Joint MD and CEO of Zuventus HealthCare Limited. Hello, Mr. Prakash.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Mr. Prakash, we'll have four curiosities in our growth story today, and I'll start with the first one. What is the growth story of Juventus HealthCare?
First of all, thank you very much, Mr. Pandey, for inviting me to this platform. And to start with, your question, Juventus has completed almost 20 years by now. And if I, go back to the, inception of Juventus and the starting point of Juventus, actually, we started Juventus in the year 2002 in the month of August. And I had almost about 450 people on board. And that was the beginning of Juventus. And this 450 people, got migrated along with me from my previous organization. And that's how the story of Juventus starts. Now, when I really look back and see that how we have progressed, we were the only company probably in the spectrum of pharma industry that we could achieve our break-even in first year of our operation, full financial year of our operation.
Oh, wonderful.
And we could achieve 100 crores in first year of our operation. That was one of the rare milestones which we achieved during our initial days. And then the progress of Juventus is all in front of everybody. I don't have to say really much about that, but I can, chronologically I can see how we have progressed. After completion of 2.5 years or 3 years exactly, we came out with one more division, which was focused, and currently that is known as Bromax division, which was focused on respiratory as well as gastro. And thereon, we went on adding divisions in a frequency of 2-3 years gap. And then we went on expanding across the country. As I say you that we started with a field force of around, with all levels put together, around say about 450. And today that is around 3,000 plus is the number. So, and in a span of 20 years, we could achieve that. The major milestone, if I really look at Juventus and our, real growth story, I would say that we have been always very focused on brand building. One of the major strengths of Juventus is building brands. And, towards this, if you really look at our brands, we have made very big brands, which are almost 200 plus crores. Two such brands are there, which are 200 plus crores. One is Vivon, the other one is Maxtra. Otherwise, we have got another 3 brands which are 100 crores plus, and there are many brands which are 40, 50 crores. So that is the core strength of Juventus. And that's how we have went on, having growth which has been envied by most of the industry counterparts. And we have been one of the fastest growing company for many years now. And that has really led where Juventus is. That is, brand building is the core strength of Juventus. And definitely we have also tried to see that we build our people. And towards this, we have built many, people to the next level. And many people, those who joined us about 20 years back, they are today vice presidents, general managers, and they are having huge responsibility to take organizations to the next level. So in nutshell, this is what the growth story is. And one thing which I would like to certainly admit that
Mm-hmm.
our core strength, while I said that is brand building, the other strength is our people. So you can say that it is a professionally managed, people-driven company which has really taken this organization to this level. So this
Wonderful.
is what the growth story of Juventus is.
Prakash, you talked about the entire, the story of Juventus, which is itself is a great success. You started from inception and the place where you've reached today. My second curiosity is around, as you are into the healthcare industry, business of health in the which falls under healthcare industry. What are some of the challenges of the healthcare industry in India?
Uh, Mr. Pandey, let me admit one thing that it's a very complex industry. It's not a very easy industry to really move around with that and just launch a product and get success and all. That's not the kind of thing which happens in pharma industry. It is the most complex industry because starting from manufacturing to the last mile to reach to the last mile, it's a very complex process, I would say. You know,
True.
Definitely there are various challenges at every level. It's not that there is one challenge or so, but there are various challenges across the levels. To mention some few of that, I would certainly say that one is which we are currently facing quite regularly. One is retention of people is certainly a very big challenge at every level, and more so, getting real talent also is a big challenge nowadays, because industry has certainly expanded. Most of the companies have expanded. It has expanded very fast. So certainly, what my take is that that much talent pool is not available to the industry today. Okay, so that's a very big challenge, and so we are trying to address that challenge, building people within, creating talents within, taking fresh talents and nurturing them. So that's what we are doing to really mitigate that challenge. But other that's a challenge. There are various other challenges. One certainly, I would say that price control is a challenge in pharma industry today because. I'm not, averse to this nor against this, but at the same time, too many molecules are coming under price control. That is NPPA, sometimes RPCO. So overnight, huge volume of business is getting eroded. The value is getting, I would say that it gets eroded. So that's another challenge which we are facing every now and then nowadays. So that is certainly a big challenge. Then there are challenges like, like as you know that we are into branded generic market, but there are other things also like generic, which is also playing a negative role in the market. So that is also a challenge. Then many times regulatory hurdles also becomes a challenge for us. Okay, so getting new molecules faster in the market is a challenge nowadays because it has to go through the regulatory process, which is but time consuming process. It doesn't happen overnight. So but I would say that that is one way good because it allows the real player to come into the market, and many people finds it difficult to go through that process, so they are unable to launch new molecules. But companies, those who are capable and capable to really face these challenges, they are in a position to launch new molecules. Another challenge I would say that market is too crowded because it's a very diverse market, and there you have big players, mid-sized players, small players, local players. So it's a hugely crowded market, and in this crowded market, I am there in this industry for last say about 3.5 decades. I have seen the changes in this industry. I've seen when the industry was hardly about 2 to 3,000 crores. total industry, and today that industry, as per VYAPT, it is around 1,40,000 crores. I'm talking about the organized sector. There are also unorganized sectors. There are API business. There are export business. So altogether, it's a huge industry today. And in this, you have got many players, and definitely to fight, because fight against too many players at times is a challenge. But again, it's a sweet challenge, because you can really understand your competence level, you understand your strength, and that but you have to face these challenges. These are the truth. So these are the few challenges, but there are various challenges, across the levels. I just said about few challenges, but there are many other challenges which we face every now and then.
Okay, so within the kind of gamut of challenges which you talked about, which is obviously, I think the challenges also give to a lot of opportunities in the way. Uh, can you talk around how you are creating opportunities, or how you are helping your customers to achieve their growth aspirations?
Yeah, it's a fantastic question because ultimately customer is the most important thing. Customer is king for any business, for that matter. You
True.
know, uh, we have, as you know, that we have got two types of customer. One is internal customer. The other one is external customer. First, let me discuss about the external customer. And
Mhm.
amongst external customer, actually, the end users are the real customer, you can say, but
Mhm.
otherwise, rest of the entire value chain system, everybody is a customer, everybody is a stakeholder in the business. Okay,
True.
like your distributors, your retailers, your doctors, everybody happens to be your customer and the end users. Okay,
Mhm.
so one of the principle which we follow, and we are guided by that principle, is that uh, to give real time service to the customers, whether it is your stockist, your retailers, whatever issues or problems they have got, you give them immediate quick service, so that there is no disruption in your entire chain. And that is one. But when it comes to the doctors, which is the most critical customer, because they are the real prescriber of our brands. They, when they prescribe, rest of the people are benefited because of that. I would say that one of the key aspects which we have been following from the inception is that to give them quality medicine, because
Mhm.
quality above all is the most important criteria for selecting a product of any company, for that matter. And a doctor, whatever said and done, he is careful and very vigilant about his patient, and his patient only can be treated well when he gives a quality medicine and a right dose or a right product to a patient which he or she deserves to have. So that aspect we have been following very rigidly and very strictly all these years, and we stand by quality and we guarantee quality. For all brands, whatever SKUs we have got, whatever extensions we have got, we guarantee that. That's one. And then definitely, this is a knowledge-based industry. Pharma is said to be a knowledge-based industry. So, we certainly, part knowledge to our doctors, as much we can, because we understand that they are very knowledgeable people, but many times, they miss out certain very important things or important point. There is a possibility. I don't say that they miss out, but there is a possibility of missing out. So we have a very big responsibility, and we play a very responsible role in that. That we give them the right informations, and science, which is very important to be understood and to be nurtured, or to be used in their day-to-day practice, that we part them as much we can. And that's why we are really accepted well by the doctors, that here is a company which is not only asking for prescription, here is a company which is benefiting us by parting right knowledge. Okay, so that's one thing. We also help them for lot of helping them for conducting a lot of CMEs, because that's one way by which they learn better, and symposia, and we also invite top this authorities on the particular subject, so that they can express themselves in front of the young generation doctors, so that they take best out of them. So we do a lot of such activities by which we really cater to their aspiration. Okay, so that is one. When it comes to internal customer, which I think for me that is very, very important, because internal customers above all are the most important differentiating factor for one organization to another organization, because this internal customers, they only take things forward. And I have a very I would say that feeling for our internal customer is that we are a people-oriented company, and we care and share for our people, and we basically try to develop them as much we can, and we play around with their strength. That's the reason that all these years we have seen that many people, those who have joined at a very beginners level, they today have now risen to the level of vice president, general managers, and they are practically driving the organization. So one of the thing is that we give training across the level, be it factory, be it our back office, be it our field force, and across the level. It's not for one level only that basic training we give. We give training to everybody, in the organization, so that at their level they can become more competent and they can face competition with all boldness and fearlessly. Okay, that's one. Two is that they are being incentivized. And the most important is that we have created an environment where everybody can express themselves, and they have all liberty to express, as well as feel like they are belonging to the organization. They own the organization in the process. So that's how we have been dealing with, and we actually have been giving equal importance, and actually all your employees are your stakeholders in the company, so we deal with them accordingly, and everybody feel I would say that they're a great place for them to work, because the environment is such that they are belonging to this organization. That's how they have been working in this organization.
Okay. Now, you talked about your internal as well as the external customers, and you talked about caring and sharing, which is the most important value in the organization. Also, developing the strengths of your people so that they can work even better and help the clients, achieve the objectives, and building some quality medicine so that you can contribute to humanity. You know, you have talked more from the point of view that how the company have cascaded more value to the customer. My last curiosity is around you as a leader, which is the most important part as of this particular growth story, is what principles and values have influenced your leadership style, and how this has contributed to the overall development of you as a leader.
See, there are, honestly speaking, there are some basic values which I'm sure that everybody follows that, which I also follow. That is, your honesty, your integrity, your, one thing which I always feel is that, that a leader should be fearless, absolutely fearless, because he should not have any fear for anything. Selflessness, is another thing, and gratitude towards people, those who really have to your organization, and those who have built this organization along with you. Then another very important thing is that attitude is very important as a leader. And I have been always very, very positive, all through my life, because I don't believe in any negativity, in me, or I don't want to see negativity across the organization, because that ultimately spoils your environment. Okay, so attitude is very, very important for all of us, and I think that I have that positive attitude. And then, I have always believed in transformation, because I have been, in this industry, as I said to you, that for last 3.5 decades, I've seen changes after changes, from a very, I would say that I have seen a period when people used to queue after, booth to call, that is trunk call. Then came STD, then we are using a lot of mobile things and new gadgets. And today we are completely, into a technological era. So I have seen a lot of transformation. And so is the, for an individual also, like, one need to really adopt situation and things as quickly as one can. So I have been adopting the changes, whatever changes are coming in our way. And I can tell you one thing, that as a person, as an individual, as I said, that I have seen a lot of changes. So I adopt things very fast. Any circumstances, any changes, any, thing which is important for the organization, I accept it and change myself accordingly and adopt it quickly. And I also see that others also adopt it, so that it benefits all of us. Okay. So, and as I said, the transformation, I try to transform, people. I try to transform your, or our business, because at every point of time, once we cross a particular level, then you need to go to the next level. And that going to the next level always requires some kind of transformation, so that transformational approach is always there. So that all these things are influencing my style and my leadership. And I'm very focused and passionate about what I do. Okay. So that makes me a very, I would say, that task oriented person. Like, many a times I, feel that whatever is to be accomplished, that has to be accomplished, because otherwise, next day who is going to topple you, you really don't know. You have got very little time to accomplish a task. So if you can accomplish something, you are one step ahead of others. Okay. So I'm very focused on tasks. Either it is, my task which I am supposed to do, or if tasks are assigned to our people down the line. Now both are important. Both are essential for the growth of the organization. So I'm very focused on that, and I'm very passionate. And as I said, that I love my people. I love to see that everybody grows along with me, and I care about their everything. So equally, I'm bothered about everybody's future and their prosperity.
That's really great to hear from you, Mr. Guha. You talked about agility and adaptability are the two tools through which you have been able to cascade things forward, and the kind of, the growth aspirations and the opportunities which the organization has been there for the kind of team you have, the people down the lane who have done some tremendous work and has brought the organization to the level which you're looking at. I wish you all the best for the organization ahead and the journey which you have done so far. It's a commendable journey. Thank you for being a part of VYAPT Growth Story and the heart and mind talk which you've done with VYAPT Growth Story here at our platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you.